bright and early here on this recording session. But welcome to the show, Missing the Homies. This is the show where I have a different homie on every month and we sort of just shoot the shit. Um, I will not be doing this entire month with bags underneath my eyes. But I've been trying to get a jump start and start the days earlier. And so here we are. I'm going to run the intro, and when we get started, we will have my tia Lisa. If you are just joining us on this second episode of June, 6 months in, welcome. Not sure who would be joining in this late in the game, but thank you. I'm going to run the intro before I yawn again. Good morning. Now I can hear you.
Okay, good. I think
Hello.
I accidentally clicked on headphones or something. I don't know.
You know, I have been doing this. I've been using Zoom like consistently for probably over a year, and like it still weirds out from time to time. So no
Yeah,
worries.
yeah.
How are you this morning, Tia?
I'm doing good. I haven't had my coffee yet, but I'm working on it.
I'm I'm very tired.
Did you stay up late?
Yes. Um so I'm working at a restaurant now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Yeah, for extra. Yeah.
yeah, it's a whole new thing. I I needed sort of a reset from my job cuz I
Yeah.
hated my boss. Um so I've been using the restaurant as sort of like, it's
Yeah.
I, I'm making pizza. So I could do it in my sleep. It's easy. It's right around the
Yeah.
corner. Like it's
You
been a
have so
night.
much experience working with customers and
Yeah, so it's
you
been like a
more
nice
into it.
it's been a nice reset. But I've been working nights and so I get out at like 10, 11, midnight. Um
Okay.
and I'm not used to working it like I was in high school or throughout college. So I get home, take a shower, and I'm just wide awake. So
Oh yeah, you have that yeah, you got your adrenaline's already going. So it takes everybody who works those kind of hours can't go to sleep right away. You gotta wind down.
yeah, I used to be able to like get out of work at midnight, take my shower, and like be able to wind down by like 1:30. But like last
Yeah,
night, I
yeah.
didn't wind down until like 4:30.
Wow.
So that's all right. But I'm
And we could have changed the time too. I'm open anytime this weekend.
no, it's all good.
I got a lot of stuff to do, but I could have fit you in anywhere.
Yeah, how do you have a lot of homework this weekend?
I do. I have a paper due on every week. I have a paper due on Sunday.
Every week?
Uh,
Oh my god.
every week.
How long are the papers?
Um, this one is 400 words.
Oh, 400. That's like,
It's like nothing.
yeah, I'm trying to think. 500 words is a page, right?
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like less than this is a less than a page. Yeah,
yeah, that's not bad.
yeah, it's just a minimum. It's really not a paper, it's a reflection. So those are easy, kind of,
Mhm.
because there's no right or wrong answer. You're just doing a reflection.
Do you have
But I
to
have
do
a
your
simulation to do. I have
discussion
a,
posts?
I finished my discussion post on Thursday, and then I have like two responses or three responses, and then I have a finance simulation thing I got to do online. So, I mean, this is not my favorite class, but it is my favorite class. I mean, I'm in finance. I've been in finance my most of my career, but
Mhm.
it's not really what I've been doing. Like, I don't work on balance sheets and work with. any type of big finance things. I mostly do marketing or market research, or
How many classes are you taking?
right now I'm just in one.
Oh, just one class.
August, I have two. August through October. August, yeah, August through October, I have two.
Oof. But
Yeah,
uh but it's exciting, huh?
it's kind of exciting. Yeah.
So because I have never been in a field where like having a master's will help. So what will it do once you have your master's? Or is it more so just like something that you've always wanted to do and that sense of accomplishment post graduate? Sorry. I'm listening.
No, she or he.
She
Oh,
her
she
name is
just
her
by
name is
you.
Pants.
Oh, she's like, I want Antonio love.
She wants food.
Like everybody's up. Where's my food? I'm
Literally.
hungry.
So
It's,
sorry.
I mean, it honestly, like it's kind of a little complex.
Tell me. I want to give me the long answer.
It's not, you know, so many people have asked me that. Why now? I'm like, well, it's something I always wanted to do. And I, thought about it during COVID, and I thought it was on my wish list, and just decided I was just going to do it. Um, I don't think that, I don't think in my current position, oh my goodness, Lisa's getting a promotion now, or I'm going to get more money. That's not going to happen. However, if there's a posting or there's a job opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely is going to help, right?
Right.
If I'm competing against someone else. But that's not what I did it for. I did it for
You did
me,
it for you.
Yeah, I did it for me.
Well,
Something that I wanted to do.
that's whatever reason you have, I think is a good enough reason. That's
Yeah,
um
yeah.
again like
It's your
you
work. It's not, you're doing it for yourself.
yeah.
Uh,
And I
you know,
feel like you have to be doing it for you, especially since like I mean, I watched Renee just get her master's and that shit's no joke. Like it's tough. You already have a lot going on. It's not like you're just stopping everything and taking classes. Like you're still
right.
working, you're still living your life, you're still doing all
Yeah.
of that, and it's a lot. So I feel like
Yeah.
if
And
you're
most of the
not
people that I work with, we don't talk about it. I mean, I told them in the beginning,
mm,
but it just, they don't care. This is my personal life, and it really can't interfere, because then oh, well, it's because, Lisa's really busy, or this is because she's working on her master's. But I mean, I don't work on my homework I just don't have time. My job is full.
that's
Um,
wow, that's something I didn't even think of that. Like
yeah.
yeah, it
Taking vacation days. I've taken vacation days. I'm like, oh man, I got this and that too. And I'm not sure I can handle these deliverables with work and class. So I'll
mhm.
take a day or two off here and there. Um,
Mm,
but
that's
still, my job is so demanding. Even yesterday when I was at the mass, I took a half a day vacation day for this funeral yesterday.
mhm.
And I knew, we're just, I knew that I was going to have to run back to my car to do something really quick. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's just the way my job is. My job is, no, I don't really have backup because I'm the one who's handling the region. And it's important things like, incentives going into the market. So I can't,
So
if I hold that up,
I was
that means
I was gonna ask.
dealers and customers aren't going to get their incentive. So
So what do you do?
yeah,
I always think it's so funny. Like you know, I don't know. I feel silly asking like those questions, and then I'm like, I don't know. I don't. Whenever I see Taylor, Lisa, I don't. We don't talk about work. We just.
yeah.
But, anyways.
Yeah, I remember when I first got this job, 2013, your mom would come over often, like she'd drop you guys off at school, and then maybe not you. Let me see, 2013. What grade were you in?
2013.
You in college already?
No, I
No,
was in high school. I was in my junior year of high
you have already
school.
been driving, but she would drop kids off, and then she'd stop here for coffee or whatever. And one day I was just really busy, and usually if she stopped here, it was early enough that
You could
my
hang
conference
over.
calls didn't start or whatever. But she got here in a morning that it was just jam packed, and I'm like crazy busy, and and she's like posting on Facebook, blah 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 blah. That's all I hear right now.
Oh
Because
my
honestly,
god.
like if you're not in my job, it's all foreign. Like you know, what are they
Yeah.
talking about? You know, so I get it. It's not something that we talk about when we're together because you know
Yeah.
just.
But
But I'm a regional brand manager for
mhm.
an auto finance company, and my day-to-day job is managing a budget for a region, the Great Lakes region, and
Mhm.
that region consists of Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio.
Mhm.
And I work on incentives for.
Is Kentucky considered the Midwest?
It's not. It's just part of.
The Great Lakes region?
It's just
That's
part of the great.
interesting.
It's the way that it's the way that Stellantis um, organizes their region. So they have
Mm.
9 regions across the country, and Great Lakes is the best one.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So managing incentives meaning like I mean, I know what
So
an
if you
incentive
ever see
is.
commercials or on TV or radio, $500,000 bonus cash on the Ram
Mm.
or $1,500 bonus cash on the Wrangler, which you probably would never see, but something like
Right.
that.
Right. So
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So I get you.
And
So
monitoring them. So developing them, working with the manufacturer.
to
Um,
get those incentives and then
yeah. And
pass
then
them
marketing
on.
them, making sure that they're performing, managing the budget to, put them in market and then analyzing that. And then really a lot of it is analyzing how they're performing. And then the marketing piece is putting marketing pieces out in the field.
So is that more analytical or is that more like you said analyzing the like how
It's
they're
well, it's really both because I have a customer, so it's a sales, somewhat of a sales job, but it's also risk
mhm.
and it's also marketing. It's kind of a hodgepodge of um, I'm managing a really big budget. I'm managing a customer who's um, uh, like for the folks who work in my team, there's probably 20 salespeople who work with the dealers. My customer is the one who is the biggest kind of I call it like the mega dealer, but it's all the dealers kind of report up to the sales office,
Mhm.
and that's my customer. So I work with them probably daily.
Gotcha.
It does have a aspect of sales. It has an aspect of marketing. It has an aspect of a lot of analytical stuff too.
It sounds the
So
brief description you've given me sounds very analytical and
yeah,
marketing, but I could see how sales
I
dealing with
have to
customers.
maintain and develop a relationship, so I can't be all analytical. I have to be able to.
I mean, that's not hard. You're very bubbly, very easy to talk to.
I try.
um, well, thank you for telling me because I'm, with my reset right now, I've I had like a big epiphany. Maybe like well, actually, ever since I got my meds for my ADHD, it
Yeah, yeah,
like really has cleared things up, and I kind of had a realization one day. I was like, I've never really picked like my career path or anything. I just kind of did whatever was the path of least resistance right in front of me. Cause like, I, I told my parents I didn't want to go to college, and my dad was like, "No, you're going." And I was like, "Well, I have nothing better to do. I have no other plan." So I went to college, and then
Yeah.
I didn't pick a major until my dad was like, "You need to pick something." So I just picked business. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, well this kind of sucks." And then once I met friends in like the media department, I was like, "Oh, I'll just make that my major. That's kind of what I'm already doing." And then when I moved to Chicago, like my boss was like, "Oh, I need somebody who can do sound. I don't care what your skills are. I need somebody who can learn
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
So I did that. And so I had like this big realization that I haven't ever like picked anything, and I've just kind of been like going with the flow.
You just put
And
those little taps on the shoulder.
yeah,
Now you can actually, and you can do anything with that degree. You can, you know,
and that's like
anything.
that's where like now. So that's why I'm asking you like what you're doing, because I'm just trying to like, now I'm in the mode of like, okay, now I know I can do whatever, because
Yeah.
everybody says that like you can do whatever you want, you can do, but it doesn't really seem that realistic unless you're that driven or motivated, or you have all of.
Listen, right now you're young. You graduated from U of M. You have some experience, like work experience.
Yeah.
Honestly, get change that mindset because you can do
Well, that's where I'm
whatever.
saying now I'm there. Now because
Yeah.
before I was just kind of like saying it like, "Oh yeah, I can do whatever I want." But I was still just like doing whatever was easiest.
Yeah.
I wasn't picking, I was just going with the flow. But now that I feel like I can do whatever, I'm like, okay, now I just want to know what my options are. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of it's been interesting trying to figure out
Yeah.
what I do. Coming back to the lifelong learner thing, like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be curious and see what else is out there instead of just what's in front of me.
What's great about, I think, with the younger generations is, you could go do something for 5 years or 3 years. And I see so many people that are younger than me that have jumped around and just did all kinds of stuff. You don't have to stick with the same thing. I mean, it's great if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not, you don't have to. You just don't.
Pants, you're killing me.
I mean, my generation and the older generation, I mean, it's,
You kind of pick one thing, you lock in, and you're done.
yeah, I mean, after, I mean, I spent 20, before this job, I worked for General Motors and I worked there for 20 years. And I started in that position in 1990. Um, and I thought that I was going to be there till, 30 years, but things happen in the environment that change your path,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm so glad that happened. But at the time, I'm glad things like, you know, I, this is kind of negative, but it kind of sometimes is nice when a pandemic or a recession hits, because it is a reset. And if that recession hadn't hit in 2008 and I didn't lose my job in 2010, then I may not have ever left General Motors.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes me sad that I would have just settled. And I think I was settling, even though I loved my job. I
Yeah.
loved the people I worked
You were
with.
comfortable.
I was absolutely comfortable. And I loved the benefits. I loved my pay. I loved the people. I loved the job. But I got so much more, and I learned so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my undergrad when I was in my 30s. So General Motors paid for it. And so I didn't have any student loans or anything. And then when I left there and I think I had 2 years of not working in a corporate environment. And then I went back to the corporate environment. And I mean, it's fantastic. Like, I love this job. I love, it. And then I think, God, I would have never done this job had I not lost my job
Yeah.
during, you
I
know,
I I think it's funny the way opportunities come out of like unlikely situation, because that's also something I've
Yeah.
had to like train myself to look at differently. Like
Right.
opportunities can come from anywhere. Um,
Just like you mentioned, it's a reset. And I feel like now that you say that, that's when I started thinking about my MBA is during the pandemic. And I thought, wow, this would have been a perfect time to start a program. And although I didn't start right in the middle of the pandemic, it was right on the
I mean, the
cusp of it.
pandemic is
It
still
is still
going on.
happening, no, for sure. But that was another reset. So it's
Yeah,
like, oh, I think things for me really changed during the pandemic, during a recession or a pandemic. Big things, directions changed in my life during that time.
that's how I mean, that's how I look at it. Like, and to me, mine was a little like the pandemic was a big reset, but to me it was like the way I looked at it, I remember it so clearly. Like right before, so I came to Chicago,
Yeah,
um, right before
yeah,
like everything hit because I had a job interview,
right.
um, and it was like it was a bullshit like sales position. They were hiring like I remember walking into the interview and there was like 60 people there. So it was kind of just like they give you a script and you kind of just go off it.
Yeah,
But I remember coming home to Michigan and being like, "Oh man, like that would have been really cool to live in Chicago." And then I remember Renee telling me like, "Oh yeah, this coronavirus is going to be a real big deal. Like maybe you should because I was gonna go visit her in New York anyways,
mhm.
and the weekend that COVID hit and shut everything down
Yep.
was when I was gonna go visit her, and she was like, you know, this is getting really serious. Maybe you should. Maybe they're gonna close the airports. So I've moved my flight up, and my parents were mad, but I was like, you know, I remember like sitting in my room looking at my laptop like thinking about moving my flight up, and I was like I had like a feeling in my gut. I was like, if I don't move it up, I'm not gonna go. And then if this is as serious as Renee said, because she was like she called it. She's like,
Oh
everything's
yeah.
gonna shut down. We're not gonna do anything. Like it's gonna be a lockdown. And I just kept thinking, I was like, if I have to be locked in the house with my parents, I won't make it through a pandemic. But
No,
like
and honestly, I know a few divorces that happened over that pandemic,
that,
not super close, but I know of them. And I mean, it's a lot for people,
it was tough. And
Yeah.
you know, I stand by that. I stand that if I would have had to, especially, you know, how my parents looked at it without going into it the way
Oh, right,
they
right. Yeah.
treated
Yeah.
everything. Oh my gosh, it would have drove me crazy. But like going to New York, that was a huge reset.
Right. Absolutely.
And I mean, it put me on the path to move to Chicago. And now I'm
Right.
here. And I just like, I think it's funny that, like, you know, I had that gut feeling sitting in my room being like,
It's like if I
this,
don't move now, am I ever gonna move?
yeah, it was like,
I gotta take that leap.
it was a real
Yeah.
shit or get off the pot moment. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. Um, so it was I don't know. That's kind of how I felt with my boss too. Like this most recent
Yeah.
reset. Um,
Good that you didn't stay there. Like if there's some things, some jobs you're gonna get, and you're like, okay, is this the one to really, you know, uh, fight for? Is this the one to stick it out, or is this the one that I'm not going to be here that long? I need to move on and get out of the situation quickly because it's not
yeah,
good for me. It's not going to take me anywhere. I don't plan on staying here for 5 years. Then go. Don't waste any more time.
and that's you know, it's kind of not that I was in the position of like, you know, I pick one thing and I lock in for 20 years because obviously that didn't happen. But like that was always something that like my dad and like that whole side of the family, that's like the goal almost is to
Lock in and do that forever.
yeah. And I
Not really
understand
reality anymore, though. It's just not
right.
reality.
But like I understand where that
Everybody.
comes I understand where it comes from like from
Yeah.
working at the store like not wanting to be
Mentality. It's such a it's they plus they you know, people who own a business work with the customers who do that same thing, right? That repetitiveness and the consistent. I mean, I think that I felt that way for a long time, most of my life. I mean, this is a funny story. When
tell
Mark and I first started dating and we moved in together, this was in 1989, 1990. He was working at a car dealership, right? And before that, well, I won't get into that, but he was working at a car dealership. And we moved in together. My grandpa, my grandpa Salvador Yurtia Salvito, who you
yeah.
adore, I know,
Yes.
he was trying to get Mark a job at Great Lakes. And so I was like, oh, thank God. Like, this is going to be fantastic, right?
Yeah.
In my mind, it was like, this is all we need. Like, I got a great job. He's going to go work at Great Lakes.
That's
And he
it.
looked, it's it, right? We're done. Like, no
Yeah.
more hard work, right? And he, not that we're not going to have hard work, but
Right.
looking for jobs, right?
Right. Which
Because once
is
you're
which
in
is a
those types of
slog.
jobs, you're done, right? Like your dad's, like you were saying, your
Yeah.
dad said. And that's really how my mentality used to be for a long time. And you kind of wish it still is. It's just not reality, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, Mark just looked at me and said, I'm not working at Great Lakes. And I'm like, yes, you are. Like, you're going to work. And he said, Lisa, I am not going to work at the steel mill. Like, that's not,
I
you're
love
like,
that.
do you see what those guys look like when they come home?
Yeah, and I mean he's right. I mean working at Vreeland, um, I got introduced to the gold handcuffs like when I was 13. Like there were friends of my dad's or customers at the store who would
Yeah.
come in and they were just drained and like they looked like they hated their lives and I would ask them and um my buddy Bob comes to mind. He would take any overtime, any holiday pay, this and that, and I'd be like, "Yo, like Bob, do you just like want to be there that much?" And he's like, "No, like I can't say no to the money." And it's just like I don't know, you're kind of selling your soul
Yeah.
for it.
No, for sure. And so in my mind, I just wanted Mark to have a stability, a
Yeah.
stable job. My grandfather worked there. My father worked for the steel mill. Everybody I know was blue collar. Everybody I know worked for, and we all did great. Like they
Yeah.
all had great lives.
But I
But my
love
husband,
that Teal Mark had that foresight, enough sense to be like, no, I'm going to
yeah,
figure something else out. Because I,
yeah.
I think
I think
that's,
so. And it wasn't just like how they looked and they got dirty. It wasn't about just
no,
that. He was like, I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna. I worked in a plant. He had already worked in a plant before, and he was like, "That's not for me. I'm not gonna do that."
yeah,
And to me, I thought that was one. I was insulting my grandfather by him telling him no.
yeah.
I thought that that was insulting, and then I also thought how what's the word I want to say? It's how not I want to say how dare you, but like really, what are you gonna do that's better?
Right.
My mindset was, what do you think that's good? Do you really think you can do better than that?
Right. Because,
Honestly,
because
that's what
that's,
my mind
because
said to
that's
me.
your world.
I
And
was
that's,
crying, Antonio.
oh my
Mark
God.
brings it up. I was crying that he wouldn't take that job.
Oh my God.
And so Mark sometimes will say, when we're at the lake house, he'll say, do you think we could have got this lake house if I worked at the steel mill? And I said, yeah, yeah. Isn't he mean, Antonio? And I said, yeah, I do. I think we could have had two.
I
And
love
he said,
it.
I don't think so.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love that so much.
No, but actually, back in the 70s and the 60s, people who worked in the steel mill and worked at automotive plants and did
That was
they did
cushy.
great. They still do. And people, and I don't look, in no way, shape, or form does Mark look down on any of those careers.
Yeah.
everybody has to do it. It just wasn't for him.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I wanted it to be for, like, I wanted that stability
Yeah.
because that's what I knew.
Yeah. And I think I think people in those jobs kind of have it stuck in their head like today because it used to be so great. Not saying that the job is worse, but like life is so much different. Like
Right.
you could work at the steel mill, support
Yep.
your whole family, buy a house, pay for college. Now you can't do any of that. Like now
Right.
everything just costs so much more. So it's
Absolutely.
not like what it used to be.
You're
Um
absolutely right. That was my point too. Yeah.
yeah. But that's so funny. Teamwork.
I know I was crying. I remember that day so vividly because I remember being so scared to hear what my grandpa was going to say when Mark turned it down and said, he made a few phone calls and he was already retired and he
Hmm.
was going to help him get a job there. And
Yeah, I can see why that would be upsetting.
yeah, at the time, it was devastating, right?
Hmm.
Now I kind of laugh about it because I'm sure my grandpa didn't really care.
Yeah.
You know, he was an adult and he had seen this his whole life. But for me, it was,
That
I mean,
was
I remember thinking so strongly about it that I thought, maybe I should take that job. Maybe I should do it, right?
mhm,
But that just wasn't going to happen because I was raised like a princess my whole life. So how could I go work?
a
That was not going to work.
princess in a factory.
I,
I love it.
it just wasn't going to work.
Uh,
I liked wearing dresses too much.
Tia, listen, this is so like I with all of these reset and like with my head being so much clearer now with my meds, it like I feel like I can connect dots a little better and like I know this month has just started. We've only done 2 of these, but like it f- it feels very special and it feels like I have a feeling in my gut that like this during this big reset that I will be talking to you for this month. Like it just I don't know. It feels important. And so I want to say thank you just like already for talking to me through this and
Yeah, of course. I'm enjoying it.
just right
Thank you
now.
for asking.
Of
I like it.
of
I'm learning
course.
about you too.
Um just like I don't know. I don't have the words, but thank you. So anyways, this is I'm excited for this month and you know because I feel like I feel like you are that's something I admire about you that you are very open to whatever and just the way you look at things and the world is like I don't know I appreciate that and I am doing better. I'm trying harder to be more open and look at everything as opportunity. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to. It looks like I'm crying. I'm not. I have something in my eye.
it's okay.
Um,
It's okay.
I
No, we
think,
could say you're crying.
yeah, it was so sweet, Antonio. No, thank you. It does mean a lot to me. Um, I believe in the power of the positivity. I believe in all, I mean, it's happened. You have to be open to everything. And um, I think that if whatever position you are in your life, I'm a firm believer, this might be going off topic, but
There.
same thing is it's your decision. It's your decision where you're at. I can't complain about my and I don't
Hmm.
complain about where I'm at in my life. You won't hear me complain about my house that I selected, that I picked.
Yeah.
It's old, and because I love old things and I love things that are whatever, but you're not going to hear me complain about things because I chose this house and I picked it. And um, And if I didn't like it, then I would move. I mean,
Yeah.
we make the decisions based off of we're at in our lives based off our decisions. And if you don't like where you're at, then like you said, shit or get off the pot, right? So
Yeah.
move, change, open up your mind, manifest, do those and those things. The manifestation is like probably one of the, you know, strongest beliefs I have. I mean, of course, I practice. I believe in God, and I
Mm-hmm.
am a Catholic. But honestly, like I, you know,
You're touching on where we're
yeah,
gonna where I already like mentally have picked our starting point for the next episode.
yeah. So I believe in the power of manifestation. I believe in it's happened to me too many times for us, through my whole life from the time I was, when you start making decisions at, when you're 20, right?
Yeah.
I can go back and pick out things that I said or things that I wanted, things that I needed to do, things that I focused on, and they just happened. I mean, visual boards are part of my life every year, whether it's, an 8 by 10 or a huge poster. Like every year I do it, sometimes
Oh,
twice a year
really?
I do it. It keeps me focused,
Yeah.
and it always happens. Like it's just part of the universe. It's
Do
part of
you
what happens.
you like do like a hard like poster board?
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, Tealise, I might steal that because I'm a
Very,
huge
very easy, Antonio. And you could do it today. It'll
yeah.
take you, it'll take you 10 minutes to pull out some old magazines and some newspapers or print out clip art or whatever you need to do to visualize it.
Oh my
And then
God.
you just put it next to your bed, or you just put it on the wall or put it on the refrigerator.
Okay, so
I mean, it goes back to, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no, no,
It
no.
goes back to like, when was it? A few months ago, somebody said, why is this watch on the refrigerator? I mean, that's what, people want something
Yeah,
in the day,
you
right?
have to look
And
at. You
mom
have
would
to.
say, put this on the refrigerator. I need this. So your dad will buy it for me or whatever.
Yeah,
And it would be a picture of a vacuum cleaner or a new blender or something silly.
yeah.
But Mark put a Rolex on the refrigerator. And I said, really, Mark?
He's
that's his visual
manifested.
board. Yeah, go ahead.
So look, Tia Lisa, if I may be so bold,
Yeah.
could we start our next episode with sharing a mood board or like because you saying that, like I swear to you, I
Yeah.
was thinking about doing this last night. Well, not last night at 4 in the morning because
Yeah.
I've been I have you can't see them, but I have tons and tons and tons of notebooks, and I'm horrible about finishing notebooks. But I am not. I mean, I'm a visual person, but
Who said you're supposed to finish a notebook?
yeah, I obviously I'm not
Yeah.
married to finishing a notebook because
Yeah.
I have a whole shelf of like
You
half.
mean like with your to dos and things that you want? What's in the notebook? Is
So
it a journal?
yeah, so I'm more so like I have to get my thoughts out and I journal. And I've
Yeah.
tried a lot of different things. Like I've tried like bullet journaling, just like straight up stream of consciousness dump. Um
Yeah.
but I've never tried like a visual board. I've seen it.
You know
Not
what
that I
is
like.
we should do one together.
Let's do it.
Let's start one and then we can come back in a year and see.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's kick off the next episode with that
Yeah.
because
So what is, I guess, one thing that you could, like, I collect magazines,
mhm.
um all the magazines that inspire me. I necessarily won't even read them all, but if I'm somewhere and like it catches my eye, anything in it, I'm like, oh, I can use this for a visual board. I love this. It's inspiring. I can feel it. It touches me. So
I
I'll
l-
read through it, but then I keep them.
I
So
love
I put them
the
up.
I love the like tactile like arts and crafts. Like I have I have glue, crayons,
Yeah.
scissors,
Yeah.
what like just a sketch pad,
Yes. Yeah.
like all of
So
this
I think we should start with just that size. That way it's might be easier to manage. Is just start with a vision
Yeah.
board that size.
Let's do it.
Then get some things that you love, like magazines or things that you already have, because you're going to cut them up,
Hmm.
and then start with meditation.
Yeah.
I think that we start with meditation and then go on to putting some of the things, your goals, and you don't necessarily, I don't necessarily say, oh, my goals in life,
Yeah.
but what do I need to do? Like, what am I doing this year? What is my 5 year plan? What is my 1 year plan? And kind of, I always start out like that. And then my end goal, sometimes,
Ah. So,
is our time up?
so yes,
Oh my
but
goodness, that was so fast.
right, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
So does I just have the Zoom like free account, so it caps
Yeah,
me
yeah.
at 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh, it was 45 minutes.
and normally 45 is pretty good
Yeah.
until we get
So we
into
started talking about manifestation. We started talking about meditation. Forget it.
the
Get
groove.
your yoga mat out.
I have my yoga mat right over there. But yeah, no, so I love the idea. I've had a hard time meditating over the years. I've tried it and tried it and tried it, couldn't get it. I couldn't calm my mind or
Yeah. A lot of people go through that.
yeah. But
Do
I
do.
think with my meds, literally like my like Tia Lisa, my life um is I feel the very first time Renee's friend she gave me an Adderall. Um she gave it to me for my birthday because I've been I actually I don't know if you know because I don't really talk about it. But anyways, I have felt I have always had like a sneaking suspicion that I had something up with me. And I told my parents I was like, "Can I get tested? Can I do this, that?" They're like, "No, you're fine. You're fine." So I was like, "Okay, whatever. I'll
It's really kind of hard to detect because they're looking at you and seeing you're like, he's perfect. He's my child. Like, he's great. But
yeah.
they can't see inside what you're thinking. So, or
Yeah.
what you're feeling, right?
Yeah.
So
And
it
so
can,
I mean, so it's been hard. But anyways, so when Renee's friend gave me the Adderall for my birthday, I cried, like cried because like I don't know, I throughout college I never took that, but I heard people would take it for studying, people would take it, get high, whatever.
yeah.
I took it and I was like, I am 100% convinced I have ADHD. So, and her friend has it. So, like, she had a prescription for it. So, when I tried it, like, my brain it felt like somebody turned the volume from like 20 to like 3. And it was like, I could just focus. Like Renee was talking to me, and I was like listen. I was looking at her, listening. I could like hear it all, and that's where I was like, okay, I definitely need to like go and
This feels good.
yeah,
This feels,
it felt.
yeah.
And so I was asking her. I was like, because Renee knew a lot of like party people in college, so I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like this. I feel like this. I feel like this. And she's like, yeah, that means it's working for you. She's like, it's not, she's like, you're not feeling what people feel when they take it for fun. She's like, you medically need it. I was like, oh, okay. And like things just started to click.
Yeah.
So I say that on these meds because it's not Adderall. They found out that Adderall and Ritalin, that stuff is like this close to meth. Like,
Really?
oh yeah. The way Renee explained it, she said it's like one chemical chain different
Hmm.
from meth. So the one that I'm on is a non-stimulant version. It's all of the good things without the meth. so
Yeah.
so my life has been dramatically different, like in the
Yeah.
best way possible. And
It sounds like it.
so I'm hoping I haven't tried meditation on the meds, so I'm hoping that will
Yeah.
maybe that will help it stick this time.
Yeah. I mean, that's all part of it is clearing the mind and thinking of zero, thinking of nothing. And that's not easy for everybody. I mean, not easy for me even sometimes. I mean, sometimes I still have, especially since my age, sometimes sleeping is a
20
big deal. Never
28.
in my head. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I'm very 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 excited to work on this
Yeah. And
mood
I think
board.
we can, you know, yeah, I think we can do it. I think we should do it the next one.
Let's do it. I'm so like I have my craft stuff all already ready, but
Yeah.
there's been like certain stuff, like some construction paper. There's just like certain little like craft things that I don't have. And I've been like, I'll get it whenever I need it. But this is inspiring me to go. I'm going to run to
Yeah. You
Michael's
just need a
today.
piece of paper, glue, and some either newspapers or magazines.
Yeah,
Paper magazines, glue, and a piece of paper and scissors. So fun. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. There we
ready.
go.
So, okay, Tia.
Whatever you don't find in there, if they're just sometimes you can find enough information in a newspaper to just cut out the words, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. I was thinking about maybe like this is a thought I had before because I just have been getting into comics and
Yeah.
they sell tons and tons of like 50-cent comics and they're just
Yeah.
like the whatever 20 some pages. So I might just go one of these days get a stack of like 50-cent comics and use those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that could be because that's
Yeah.
something I've
Anything
thought
that
of.
inspires you,
Yeah.
anything that's if you have a favorite magazine to read, that's
Hmm.
probably that'll be starting. If you love comics, or you've been getting them, that's where you should start.
Yeah.
For me, like I really like
I don't remember the last time I looked through I flipped through a magazine
magazine. Yeah.
at the
I
doctor's
mean, there's
office,
all
maybe.
different. We get everything here. So I used to get the Yoga Journal, and then I used to get like Mind Body
Hmm.
magazine. Michael gets a few magazines that I like to read too, but there's less pictures in that one, of course. But then we get the New York Times too. So
Oh, do you play Wordle?
you know what? I haven't gotten into that, but I'd like to.
It's so fun. I
Is
I,
it?
I love it because I've always liked words and it's less
I like Scrabble. Is it like Scrabble?
kind of it's to me it's more of a puzzle than like knowing words because you only have 5 letters. So
Do you have to pay for it?
no, no, no. It's totally free. You just
Is
Google,
it?
yeah, you just Google Wordle, and it'll take you to a separate site.
So it's not an Apple app.
No, yeah, actually,
Oh,
I don't know if they have one, but I do it on the web, like on the New York Times. Um,
has a Wordle.
yeah, I mean, it's New York Times puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I went to like the New York Times website, and then it took me to the site for Wordle. But
Okay.
so
I'm gonna have to do that.
so to me it's less of a word game and more of a puzzle game because so it'll tell do you know what Wordle is? I don't want to explain it if you know what it is.
It's letters that you have to make into a word. I'm
So
not
so you get 5 letters, you have to guess the word, and
oh, it's already a word. So
no, no, no. So they give you you have 6 guesses and they give you the keyboard. And so you have to take the letters and make a word out of it. But
okay.
say okay, so my starting word is always ocean. 5 letters. You have O, E, and A. So you're knocking out 3 vowels right there. So like
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's more of a puzzle to me
Yeah.
than a word game because there's different strategies to it.
Okay. That
So
sounds cool. I'm going to try it.
so you guess your word and say the word that they picked for the day has no O, C, E, A, or N. All of those would be black. So then you know, oh, okay, the final word has none of those letters. But if any of the letters are
Oh.
yellow, that means the letter is in the word, but it's not in the right place that you played it. So like if I played
Wow. It is a
ocean,
puzzle.
yeah, so and it's so interesting once you like get into your next guesses because because once they turn green, that means
Yeah.
that's the right letter, that's the right space. So like sometimes you'll get like a black, a green, a yellow, and then a green. So to me, that's where I'm like, okay, now it's not a word game. It's where do these letters fit and does it make a word? So
Okay.
it's very interesting. I love it. I do it every day, and it's a
I
good
don't know
time.
why I'm thinking of Sudoku. Sudoku.
It's
Sudoku.
it
As a
kind of
number.
reminds me. It kind of reminds me of
And that's
Sudoku.
a like you're trying to place where the numbers go in this line. It doesn't
Yeah,
make a word, but it's one, two,
but
three.
it I think that's why because my dad loves Sudoku. He
Yeah.
loves Sudoku. He used to he used to do the ones that have like 2 numbers in them, and he would be like, he would just show me. He'd be like, Tonio, it says expert up here. He's like, I'll get it in 20 minutes. And he would every single time. He kills it. He loves Sudoku. But it's sort
I
of
didn't
that.
know about him.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I would get him books. So like he'd have like you know like the old man book where it's like 500 Sudoku puzzles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he like I remember there was one time I gave him a book and he's like, why are you even gonna give me easy ones? He's like, they're not even. He's like, they're not even fun. Like they were so easy, they were not even worth his time to even fill it out. So like, there was
Wow.
an easy, a medium, hard, extra hard.
Yeah,
The first like half of the book is all empty because he's like, I don't need to do them. Uh,
yeah. That's no fun.
so yeah, Wordle is very fun.
Okay, I've seen it around and I've heard about it, but I'll have to check it out.
It's a good time. So
We
yes,
get New York Times delivered, so I wonder if it's in the hard copy too. I'll have to check it out
I wonder. I
because they have all their. I mean, everybody loves the New York Times. Uh,
the magazine.
no, the all the games that are in there. Like not all,
Oh,
but some of the
I
games that are
used to
in
do
there.
the crossword with
Yeah, the crossword. Like everybody loves the crossword. They look forward to that, and
I was really bummed because I never had a New York Times subscription, but Renee had one. She used to read it all the time and I bummed off her and then once
yeah.
she didn't renew it, I was like, "Oh, well, I'm
I
not
know
going to
we
buy
kind of
it."
miss it. Michael was in high school. That's what he would do with his. That's what he would buy with his allowance. Was the New York
Was the
Times.
New
So he
York
was way
Times?
ahead of his time. Yeah. And then
Wow.
during the pandemic, he was like, "Mom," because I would say, "Michael, is this true?" You know, on Facebook, he's like, "Stop reading that garbage. You're supposed to read." He had told me years ago, 5 articles a day on New York Times. Read them 5 articles a day. That's your job. I'm like 5 articles. Like
and
I don't
now
have time
and
for
now
five.
how much are you reading for grad school?
I know.
5 articles
Love it.
seems
I
like
love it.
insane until you're reading 2 books a week.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but I we love the New York Times here, so we have it all on our phone and get the whatever, and then we try to read the hard copies too, but don't always get to all of them. So
Yeah.
we're reading it on the phone, but I do like the idea of the paper, you know.
Do you have an iPad?
So I used to, but I never used it. Oh, I bought an iPad Pro, and
Mm-hmm.
I love that better
So
because I like a keyboard connected, and I really don't. I really don't. Michael is an iPad Pro. He loves his iPad, but I kind of like my Air.
I love. Oh my gosh! Like that time we came over to your. Oh my gosh! No, it was two times. Like the time that we came over to your house and we were all just hanging out was one of the best times that we've ever hung out. But I still think about it all the time. Michael pulling out multiple wireless earbuds and being like, "I'll tell you, since you're here, let me get your opinion on it." And he was
Oh
going
yeah,
between the AirPod Pros, the what was the other one?
those
The
black
The
ones that we ended up
Bose,
taking.
the
Yeah.
Sennheiser. That just like I, I wish I could do that. Like I love that Michael has done the extra legwork to get them, not read them. He wanted to test them firsthand.
Oh yeah, he
I
tested them.
love that.
Yeah. And now
Wow.
he got me, so he finds the latest and greatest, best whatever,
Hmm.
and then he tests them. Because it was the Bose forever, right? Just the big, like when we got on the plane or whatever, we all three of us had Bose.
Yep.
And that started years ago. And then now we've all converted to the Apple headphones. And I don't know what they're called, but
Do you have the over
they,
the ear ones?
yes,
Oh, you do. Oh my
all
god.
three of us have them. And let me tell you, we just went to, where did
That's
we go? Oh, we went to
that's
New Orleans,
so
and
much.
I didn't even I didn't even listen to music. I just had them on, and it was paradise.
There see, so if those had a cord, like an optional cord, I think I would have
Yeah.
spent the money.
I think they don't they have a I no, they do have a
They
cord.
have a charging cord, but not like
Oh,
not
yes, that's why they don't plug into the
yeah, because I mean
you can't plug into the
for the
to
most
the
part, I need a cord
yeah,
like this. This is my recorder for the
yeah.
show. Um because I like I don't know. I love all of the Apple stuff.
I mean,
It's
I think that are they that much better than Bose? I don't really remember. I didn't test it, Michael did, but I loved the design of it.
they're
I loved the design of them.
sleek. That's
They
what
are
it is.
sweet,
They're
yeah.
so cool.
So Michael has the black ones. Mark bought the white ones, but then he hated the white case. So and I got black ones, and I had to only because the white ones I would have probably got
Got them dirty.
makeup or something on it, and I don't know, blush or something because they sit so close to your cheek. And then plus I have dark hair, so the black ones just are better.
Yeah.
But Mark got the white ones. I tell him they're closer to his gray hair. But we switched it, so now he has the white headphones but with the black case, and I have the black headphones with the white case.
mm.
That's how we kind of tell them apart
That
with
that
all.
white head that white headphone probably does his salt and pepper justice.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
makes it
Yeah,
pop.
right.
Oh
But I
man.
love them. I love them.
See, I don't need to hear that because
I know you don't. You don't need to hear that because you don't need it. It's
I
not a need.
I don't, and I just got this iPad. But
Michael swears by iPads. I really like, and he has the keyboard attached, but especially, well, so now with the Air, I bought the Air when I started my MBA program because,
the
I mean, yeah,
the
because
MacBook or the iPad?
the MacBook Air.
Uh huh.
Yeah. And then I kind of I stopped using my iPads because,
Yeah.
I don't need
They
I
they do
have
the
a,
same. They do the same stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I have a MacBook Pro, which is I use for my photography. And then I got the Air that I use for
For
school
school.
because it's lightweight. It's just so nice. You can take it anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Pro is
And
just
what?
so
And
heavy.
you don't for school. You don't need anything. Like you could almost get
Yeah.
away with an iPad because you're really
Yeah.
just reading, like
Yep.
doing discussions.
And I don't even have any books in my program. Everything is Harvard Business Review. So
Oh.
everything is case study.
Mm.
Just about everything is case study. So
Yeah.
it's
So
kind of,
you definitely don't even
yeah.
need the iPad or the
I didn't need
MacBook
a
Pro.
Pro, but I
Yeah.
wanted the Air.
Hmm.
So Mark thinks it's funny that I have my work computer, I have my Pro, and I have an Air.
That is funny. That is that's but that's like people
I
having
know.
multiple phones, like a work
Yeah.
phone and a personal
I
phone.
know. And plus, I have a work phone and Yeah.
Oh man, so you just
I know I'm all teched out, but I
oh
don't want to be Antonio.
you wanna be doing yoga in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, I don't want, I like my air, just my air, but
Hmm.
I got more time to work. So,
Yeah. All right. So officially planned, we will be doing uh what do you call that? Well, like a vision board. A
a vision
vision
board.
board. I kept saying in my head, I kept saying mood board. I was like, that's wrong. That doesn't sound right. Like that's what you do for like a party or like like you make a Pinterest mood board.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, so we will be
Yeah.
doing vision boards. Ah, Telis, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think we 2022 mid-year vision board.
Yeah. 6 months in.
You usually do them in the beginning of the year, but you don't have to. You can do mid-year. You can do
Yeah.
it whenever you want.
Yeah.
There's no rule. So,
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm excited.
okay.
I'm gonna make sure I'm literally gonna add it to my to-do list today to go and get a stack of comics
Okay.
and new not like magazines and
Yeah.
do it. I'm
So you
excited.
might have some old magazines. So ask Renee if
Yeah,
she's got some old ones.
yeah, she would have them.
Yeah.
Not, no, I don't think yeah, I don't remember the last time I don't think I've ever been subscribed to a magazine, actually, now that I think about it. Anyways. Tia Lisa, I love you.
Yes.
Thank
I love.
you. Um, I think, well, we already went over the 45, so this is gonna be a longer one today, but who cares?
Yeah.
Um, all right, we will talk. We will talk soon.
All right. Yeah. Let's figure out the next one and we'll be prepared.
I'm ready. I'm
All right.
I'm
That sounds
excited.
good. Tell Renee I said hi.
Will do. Bye bye,
Okay.
Tia Lisa. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Bye.